Warrior with the hands, that's what I'm all about. Hunger in my eyes, vengeance in my mouth. They don't want no altercation. Situation gon' get critical. It's best that you be easy. The end gon' be biblical. Look, flow like a river. It's something like a miracle. Royalty in my veins, loyalty in my ways. Payback in every breath, plus revenge in my heart. The truth in every word. Bring light into the dark, and I ain't never lukewarm. Shit, I blazing in the season. Got plenty food for thought, just gotta watch who I'm feeding. And I been walking with them angels, so I guess I got this pistol for no reason. Niggas barely breathing, criticizing all my achievements. Won't make me weak, nah, it won't make me slack off. These niggas baby fat soft, better bear witness or back off. I be ripping shit like sackcloth. Dumb dogs all barked out. My hymen say I cup full, no room for emotion, so I pour my heart out. This road hard, but I intend to stay. And if it ain't UPK, then they in the way. My niggas righteous, they real, they down to suffer. Flow so deep, they drown a motherfucker. He say he in the truth, oh yeah? Well, this the home. And I don't hate them brothers, I'm just too loyal to my own. Plus what they believe, hard for me to follow. No rank me, no head, and I ain't leaving this body to live and sleep in hollow. So when they ask I'm UPK, you tell them absolutely. And I ain't trimming my ways for nothing, gotta execute me. Cause I can never die with my tail tucked between my legs. Shit I be thinking, watching my daughters tucked in they bed. They so smart, and Alana, she so beautiful, but they ain't like other babies, and they daddy far from usual. Now I'm missing cause I'm about my father's business. It ain't about this shit I used to do in that 98 Navy, the tan leather seats. See, without wisdom, this world make you weak. I found out that the truth was bitter, the lies are sweet. Tried everything, I guess me and Johanna had to meet. Now I make the blind see, and I make the dead speak. And teach both my little girls the day that they lie with a man, they better bring me bloody bed sheets. Chaos match the time, this Glock match my handpiece. And I ain't trying to take him out, but I will defend this house. Or take a check, 144 in that black trench on some hitman shit. Shit call me 47, praying for Armageddon. Me and my soldiers dressed for the wedding. Fuck the fame, ask why, tell them I'm loyal to the king. Until the righteous reign, Lord to the king. I want that straight lane to break the chain. Lord to the king, them devils can't have me, bitch. I'm Lord to the king. That's right. Bring that hot flame, UPK, Lord to the king. Until the righteous reign, Lord to the king. I want that straight lane to break the chain. Lord to the king, them devils can't have me, bitch. I'm Lord to the king. Bring that hot flame, UPK, Lord to the king.
Hey, Shalom Israel. This is the Tuesday Brotherhood class. Bear with me. I believe, hold on, bear with me. All right, this is the Tuesday Brotherhood class. Also, remember, check out Commanding General Yohanna's radio show, which is, there's one Monday, 2 a.m. UK time. We also have one Saturday, 2 a.m. UK time. You can ask any question you want. Type your questions in the chat. I'm filling in for Officer Tazapo one today. So we're going to go over some Brotherhood scriptures. Eridar Shalom, Yishabakfar. Can you hear me clearly?
Yeah, I can hear you clearly. So.
I can hear a slight echo. Is it on my side or your side?
I don't know. You sound clear on my side.
I sound clear. So someone online, give me a 1 in the comments if it sounds tawab. Just give me a 1 in the comments if it sounds tawab. And also type in your questions. So because it's the Brotherhood class, we're going to go over some Brotherhood scriptures. If I could, Radar, get me Genesis chapter 37 and verse 3. All right, for Wad and Ayman said, yeah, it sounds to Wab. So now we're going to go over we're going to start in hold on. Bear with me, it might be 36 and verse 3. Let me see what I want. Give me Genesis. Hold on. Yeah. Give me Genesis 37 and verse 3.
Can't one can. Book of Genesis, chapter 37, verse 3. Now Israel loved Joseph more than all his children.
So now it says Israel loved Joseph more than all his children. So who's Joseph? Joseph is the father of Ephraim and Manasseh. And obviously it says Jacob had a favorite child. Jacob's favorite child was Joseph, which is what it's letting us know right there. Go ahead.
Can't. Because he was the son of his old age.
And he was the son of his old age. So now that's why he loved that. He was his favorite child, man, and he was the son of his old age. Go ahead.
Can't. And he made him a coat of many colors.
So now he made his son a coat of many colors because Joseph was his favorite child, and he said, "You know what? I want to make something special for my son." So now this is a father and son relationship. He loves his son, so he's made him a coat of many colors. Go ahead.
Can't. Verse 4. And when his brethren saw that their father loved him more than all his brethren, they hated him.
So now they hated him. Why? Because his father loved him more than them. Now the 11 other brothers, they hated Joseph. Why? Because Jacob loved Joseph, and they hated him, man. Which is a lack of brotherhood. You shouldn't hate your brother on no grounds, man, without a cause. That's why the Bible says, "Thou shalt not bear no grudge against the children of Israel, or thou shalt not hate thy brother without a cause." So what they had right here towards their brother, they hated their brother without a cause, man. This is the 12 tribes of Israel we're reading about. Now they hated their brother without a cause. And now, how do you know it was without a cause? Because it lets you know right here. They hated him. Why? Because Jacob loved Joseph more than the rest of them. So they hated their brother without a cause. And now when you hate someone in your mind, guess what happens? One thing leads to another, and everything they do, you hate them for it. Each day you hate them more and more until one day you wanna get rid of that person off the earth. So they hated him so much that anything he done annoyed them, man. Anything he did annoyed them, and they couldn't stand him. And this is why the Bible says, what? If you got out with your brother, go to he and thee alone. Because if you don't go to your brother, what happens? That hatred grows and it grows and it grows. And at this time, you're just thinking, yeah, I don't hate him, I just don't like him. But the more you don't go to him, each day that hatred becomes more and it multiplies, and Satan gets on you, and Satan keeps getting on you until one day you want that brother, sister out the earth. This is why it's very important to go to he and thee alone. That's why Christ said, leave your gift at the altar and go gain your brother. Because if you don't gain your brother, Satan will jump on you, man, and have you do harm to your brother. And what we're seeing that is in this story right here, how they hated their brother without a cause, and that hatred each day it grew and it grew and it grew. Go ahead.
And could not speak peaceably unto him.
And imagine this, they couldn't speak peaceably unto him. Now, if you ever feel like you can't speak peaceably unto your brother, that's because you ain't gone to he and thee alone, and you ain't rekindled what was lost. You ain't fixed that relationship that was ruined. So if you got a brother and every time you speak to them and you feel like, I can't stand this person, man, this person annoys me, you need to go to he and thee alone. Then what happens? Satan starts jumping on you, and the way that you're feeling about them, you start to think in your mind, they feel that way about me. So then there's the hatred that you have for them. You start to think in your mind, you know what? It's mutual, because they hate me the same way I hate them. And that's probably not the case. So that's why you should go to he and thee alone, and you speak to your brother like, yo, man, look, man, I don't like the way you done ABC. And then they can be like, so okay, I didn't even mean it like that. And then that demon will leave, man. But if you don't go to he and thee alone, that demon will fester. And then before you know it, you're going to hate that brother, man. And that's why in the Bible it says, thou shalt not bear no grudge or hate thy brother in the heart, or suffer sin upon him. Because if you hate your brother, that's where it's leading, man, to where you wish harm on this man. You wish harm on this sister. You want the worst for them. And half the time, they probably don't even know that you don't even have an issue with them. They don't even know you have an issue with them. And to set the record straight is where you go to he and thee alone, where you both can, just dap it out and be like, you know what, yeah, I was tripping, man. Let's let that slide. So, okay, go ahead.
And when the brethren saw their father loved him more than all his brethren. Oh, wait, I'm not there.
No, sir.
And he could not speak. Oh, yeah, I'm on 5, verse 5. Salakia.
You got no, sir.
And Joseph dreamed and dreamed.
And so now Joseph had dreams. Now Joseph was a brother that could interpret dreams. So the Lord gave him a gift, and his gift was he could interpret dreams. And the Lord gives you a gift, and the gift that the Lord gives you, one day you're going to have to use that gift, man. Don't abuse that gift that the Lord gives you, because one day the gift that the Lord gave you, you're going to have to use that gift one day. And Joseph had a gift of dreams. And as we get further into the class, you're going to see how the Lord gave him this gift. And this gift helped him and all his brothers, man. This same gift that these brothers hated so much is the same gift that helped them survive in the end, man. Which is the reason why they even survived in the end. Meanwhile, in their mind, they're hating this brother for this gift, not realizing every gift that a brother has, you use that gift to help your brothers, man. You use that gift to gain your brothers and your sisters. Go ahead.
Come. And he told it to his brethren, and they hated him yet.
And now,
the more.
Imagine, because they didn't fix the problems that they had with him before. They didn't fix that hatred that they had for their brother before. That now when he's telling them about the dreams he's having, they hated him even more. Why? Because they didn't fix the first problem. So anything Joseph done, they would have hated him for it, man. And this is why you need to fix any issue you have with your brother or sister. Because now, anything that they do, you will begin to hate them for it. If a brother talks a certain way, you'll be like, oh man, I can't stand him. I hate him. Why? Because you ain't fixed that problem. If he walks too heavy on the ground, that starts to annoy you. Anything he does, you start to hate it. Why? Because you hate him. So now, because they already hated him, I didn't fix that problem that they had with him. Now he's telling them about his dreams. They're even starting to hate him more, man. All this nigga does is talks about his dreams. I couldn't give a shit about his dreams. That's what they're saying, man. They're saying amongst themselves to each other, I couldn't give a damn about this nigga's dreams, man. I can't stand this nigga and he's telling me about his dreams. You've all been there when you've disliked someone, and anything they tell you, you take it as disrespect and you dislike them, and you think they're stunting on you because you already don't like them. So anything they say, you perceive in your mind that they're saying it in a certain tone, and it's not even like that. So this is why sometimes you have to go to here and there alone or go to council to fix it and have a clean slate and a fresh start. Because now on that slate, you will have everything, every problem on that slate before this brother even comes to tell you about his dreams. Go ahead.
Khan. And he said unto them, Hear, I pray you, this dream which I have dreamed. Verse 7, For behold, we were binding sheaves in the field, and lo, my sheaves arose, and also stood upright, and behold, your sheaves stood around about, and made
I believe it's
obeisance to my sheaf.
So now he's telling them this dream he had, that all of their sheaves stood up and their sheaves bowed down and reverenced his sheaf. And in their mind, they're like, yo, we ain't reverencing this nigga, man. We can't stand him. We hate him. He's telling them in the dream that their sheaves made obeisance to his sheaf. And in their mind, they're like, yo, we ain't bowing down to this nigga, man. We hate him, man. We ain't reverencing him. Who does he think he is? Already our father only loves him more than he loves us. And we're mad at him for that. And now he's trying to say, what? We're going to bow down to him. I ain't bowing down to this nigga, man. I can't stand him. So that's what they're saying in their mind as he's telling them the dream. Go ahead.
Come, verse 8. And his brethren said to him, Shalt thou indeed reign over us?
And now they said to him, what? So what? You're going to reign over us? Because now if they're making obeisance, meaning bowing down and reverencing Joseph's sheaf, they're interpreting this dream as, yo, so what? We're going to bow down and reverence you. Go ahead.
Come. Or shalt thou indeed have dominion over us?
And they're saying, so what? You're going to rule over us? You're going to have dominion over us. Go ahead.
And they hated him yet the more.
And now they hated him even more. So they hated him before this, and now they hate him even more because they didn't fix the problems, man. And when you don't fix the problems with your brother or sister, that hatred grows, man. And as that hatred grows, your length to bring them down grows. Now, if you hate your brother one day, remember, it starts off with, yo, I dislike this person, I can't stand this person. Then over time, it turns into you in your mind, some demon jumping on you saying, yo, man, go set this brother up to get robbed. Go set this brother up to get killed. Judas done the same thing, man. He didn't go to Christ about the issue that he had. And what did he do? Because he was angry, he went to those Pharisees and said, yo, I'll trade him in, man. Because he had a lack of brotherhood. Whereas the Bible says, be angry, but sin not. What did Judas do? He went and got emotional and went to them Pharisees and gave up his brother, man. He gave up his brother, and his brother died. Why? Because he got emotional and didn't do what he was taught the whole time. He was taught the whole time, you got an issue with your brother, you go to him. Instead, what did he do? Not go to him and said, you know what? This nigga thinks he can talk to me like this. I'm gonna go do this. And even when you read that scripture, it says the demon jumped on him, and that's what he did. And once the demon left him, then he realized, oh, I shouldn't have done that. It was a little too late for that, man. Trying to give them back the money, it's a little too late for that. You can't do something to your brother, and then when the demon leaves you, feel like, oops, I shouldn't have done that. You have to live with that guilt, man. That's what you have to live with. How about you don't let the demon jump on you in the first place? How about you don't let this demon get to you in the first place? How about you don't give this demon what it wants? Because what this demon will do is get with you and say, yo, go get your brother's life taken. And you feel good in that moment, man. And that demon comes on you strong. And then you go harm your brother. And then once that demon leaves, you come back to your senses like, damn, did I really just do that? It's a little too late for that, man. Sometimes emotional decisions, you can't be undone. Some emotional decisions you make can't be undone. You can't kill a man and then feel better after and bring that man back to life, man. It doesn't work like that. You need to not kill that man in the first place. What you need to do is do what the scripture tells you to do. Instead of hating your brother, Slaki, go ahead.
Khan. For his dreams and for his words.
And they hated him more for his dreams and for his words. Go ahead.
Verse 9. And he dreamed yet more dream and told it his brethren and said, behold, I have dreamed a dream more. And behold, the sun and the moon and the 11 stars made obeisance to me.
Obeisance to me.
So
now he goes the moon and the 11 stars. So now the 11 stars would be his brothers. So he's having another dream that they made obeisance to him again. Go ahead.
Verse 10. And he told it to his father and to his brethren. And his father rebuked him and said unto him, what is this dream, what thou has dreamed?
So his father's asking me, what's this dream about, man? Give me the rundown, man. What's the dream about? Because Joseph was a man that had dreams. Like the Lord gave this brother the gift of having dreams and interpreting dreams and so forth. Go ahead.
Khan. Shall I and thy mother and thy brethren indeed come to bow down ourselves to thee, to the earth? Verse 11. And his brethren envied him.
So now his brothers hated him even more. So he's telling them all these dreams. He says his brothers envied him. Go ahead.
But his father observed the saying.
But his father observed the saying, like he's listening to him closely now. Go ahead.
Verse 12. And this brethren went to feed their flock.
So now I'm going to skip some of these verses. So now his brothers have gone out to feed their flock. Now Joseph comes to his father. Where's his brothers? He goes, yo, your brother's going to feed their flock. Go and join them. Jump to verse. Jump to verse 18. So give me verse 18. So now Joseph's going out to see his brothers now, feeding their flock. Go ahead.
And when they saw him afar off, even before he came near unto them, they conspired against him to slay him. So
now, remember, it started off with them hating him now because Jacob loved Joseph the most and made him a coat. And then it went to they envied him because of the dreams. And now here it says they conspired to slay him. See, so this is what happens when you have built up hatred for somebody. Eventually, you're gonna conspire to slay him. Now, in the early stages, it sounds crazy to you, but the more you let that demon and that hatred fester, then you're gonna conspire to slay your brother, man. And this is what these brothers was doing in the early stages. This is in the book of Genesis. This is the sons of Jacob, man. This is the 12 tribes of Israel conspiring to kill their own brother, man. Go ahead. Which lets you know they had no brotherhood. And with the Bible's so great that it tells you everything, man. It tells you about the good, the bad, and the ugly. It don't hide nothing. How we was living, it will let you know. Like with other books, they hide the wrongs that they was doing. In this Bible, it lets you know the wrongs that we was doing, man. So we can learn from them wrongs. Go ahead. They had a lack of brotherhood in the beginning, man, because they wanted to kill their brother, which is a lack of brotherhood, man. Go ahead.
Come. And they said one to another, behold, this dreamer cometh.
So now they're mocking him. They said one to another, this dreamer cometh. They're mocking him, man, like, yeah, this storyteller's coming, man. This nigga full of stories is coming. Like, they're sending him from afar off. Now, they went out to feed the flocks and left him. Why? Because they can't stand him. They don't want to roll with him, man. And now they said this dreamer cometh. So now they're mocking the brother. Go ahead.
Verse 20. Come now, therefore, and let us slay him.
And they said, come now, therefore, and let us slay him. So imagine they wanted to kill their brother wrongfully, man. They wanted to kill their brother wrongfully for no reason. Hold that scripture, but give me Genesis chapter 4 and verse 8. But hold this because we're coming right back to it.
Come on. Genesis chapter 4, you say?
Yeah, Genesis chapter 4 and verse 8. But hold that Genesis because we're definitely, we're definitely going to be going into the story of Joseph and all of that tonight. Lord Allah, we got enough time.
Genesis chapter 4, verse 8. And Cain talked to Abel, his brother, and it came to pass when they were in the field that Cain rose up against Abel, his brother, and slew him.
Imagine, man, these brothers right here, they don't almost took on that spirit of Cain, man. Cain killed his brother without a reason in the field, man. These brothers in the field feeding their flock, and they want to do the same thing to their brother, man. We should not have that spirit in us, man. We should not have that spirit of Cain or the spirit of Esau in us, man. We should not want to kill our brothers. Imagine Cain killed Abel. Why? Because he was jealous, man. He was jealous, and these brothers wanted to kill Joseph. Why? Because they was jealous that what? Jacob loved him and made him a coat full of colors, and he had dreams and so forth. They wanted to kill their brother, man. Now drop that. Hold the next one, but give me John chapter 8 and verse 44. Them brothers was moving evil back then, man. They wanted to kill their brother over what? Nothing, man. Why? Because the father loved him. Because their father loved him more than he loved them. Killing your brother is not something we're supposed to do. The white man does that, man. It's a shame to even think that we could even behave like Cain. It's a shame to think that we would even think to be like Cain. We ain't supposed to have that spirit in us, man. How do we not have that spirit in us? Brotherhood and counsel.
John chapter 8 verse what did you say?
John chapter 8 and verse 44. Now, we ain't supposed to have that spirit on us. Now, you feel ill will towards your brother. Give the brother a call, man. If you feel like I can't stand this nigga, I hate him, man, this is what you do. Give the brother a call, man. Hey, shalom, man. What's going on? Give the brother the biggest salute when you see him, man. Don't give it like a half-hearted salute like you can't stand him. Go give that brother the biggest salute. Go give that sister the biggest hug, man. Like, oh, what's happening with you, man? That way, for demons on them, they'll be like, yo, I'm tripping because in my mind, I hate this person and they've showed me nothing but love, man. I hate this person and they've shown me nothing but love. You have to, then you examine yourself and then you'll be like, maybe I'm the evil bastard in this situation, excuse my French. Maybe you examine yourself and say, you know what? Maybe I'm the evil bastard that needs to check myself, man. Every so often, you have to examine yourself and see if you're a brother and see if you're a good brother and see if you're a good sister. You need to examine yourself, man, every so often, lest these demons get the best of you. So, Lucky, go ahead.
Book of John, chapter 8, verse 44. Ye are of your father the devil.
And if you want to kill your brother, man, you're of your father the devil, man. You're of Cain, man. You want to kill your father. You have that spirit of Cain in you, man. Go ahead.
And the lust of your father ye will do.
The lust of your father you will do, man. This is Christ cutting them and checking them. Them Pharisees also had that spirit of killing their brother, man. All throughout the scriptures, you can find the instance. It goes, in the lust of your father you will do. Go ahead.
He was a murderer from the beginning.
He was a what?
He was a murderer from the beginning.
And if you don't seek counsel and make it right with your brother or sister, you are of your father, the devil, man. And you have the same lust that he had, because he was a murderer from the beginning. And now you want to murder your brother, man. Why? Because you're of your father, the devil. The Bible says, how can you love God who you haven't seen, but hate your brother who you see every single day? Now you need to ask yourself, do you love God or do you hate God? If you hate your brother, you also hate God, man. You hate this black man, black sister, Hispanic man, Hispanic sister that you see every single day. But then you talk about how much you love God. It's all lip service, man. You're just like a song. It's all lip service. And you see, you really hate God. Now take me back to Genesis chapter 37 and pick up where we left off. Genesis 37. Also, any questions, just type them in the chat. And we'll do the best to answer your questions.
Was it 15 in it? I think I got to 15 in it.
Yeah, got to about 15. I'm filling in up on today. As you know, I usually teach the history class, but today I'm filling in on the brotherhood class. So, Lucky, go ahead.
Book of Genesis, chapter 37, verse 15. And a certain man found him, and behold, he was wandering in the field.
Wait, hold on, wait a minute. No, take me down to wait a minute.
Was that
give me the part where give me 18.
18, yeah?
No,
Okay.
19.
19. Can't. And they said one to another, behold, this dreamer cometh. Verse 20. Come now, therefore, and let us slay him.
And now they said it together, man. Now, some of them was in agreement, like, come, let us slay him, man. One man sparked the idea, let us slay him. Imagine they hated their brother so much they was going to kill him for no reason. Go ahead.
And cast him into some pit. And we will say, some evil beasts have devoured him.
Listen, man, these brothers tried to kill their brother and get rid of the evidence that it was them, man. They conspired to kill him, and to get rid of the evidence, they said, yo, we're going to do this, and we're going to say some evil beast killed him. Like, they didn't think, like, our mother and our father's going to cry, man. This is what black men don't think when they commit knife crime against each other, that, yo, his mother and father's going to cry. We're supposed to love each other like we love ourselves. All of us are one family. Back then, these brothers was one family. And they didn't care that, you know what, our father's going to cry for him. Our mother's is going to cry for him. They didn't look at it like that. Why? Because the hatred they had for their brother overshadowed everything, man. They weren't thinking, shit, our family's going to cry for him. We're going to break our mom's heart. This might make our father go down to the grave early. They didn't think about that. Why? Because their hatred outweighed everything else. Their hatred for their brother outweighed how their parents would feel and all of those kind of things. Go ahead.
And we shall see what will come of his dreams.
See? And they said, yo, we're going to kill this nigga and see what's going to come of his dreams. Why? Because they're in the dream, he said their chiefs is going to make obeisance to him. And they said, well, if we kill this nigga, let's see what comes of his dream, because we ain't bowing down to him. They was like, he ain't being in charge of us. We're going to kill him, and let's see what comes of these dreams that he's been having. What the 11 stars bowed down to him. Let's kill him and see what becomes of those dreams that he had. Go ahead.
Verse 21. And Reuben heard it, and he delivered him out of their hands.
And Reuben, at that time, he heard it, and he was like, no, man, we can't kill our brother. Reuben heard it and delivered him out of their hands. But now they outnumbered him. But he's saying, "Nah, man, don't kill our brother, man. Go ahead."
And said, "Let us not kill him." Verse 22. And Reuben said unto them, "Shed no blood, but cast him into his pit."
So now
That-
Reuben said, "Don't kill him. Don't kill our brother, but cast him into the pit." What Reuben should have said is, "You ain't harming our brother, man. This is our brother." Sometimes you have to stand up for righteousness. Reuben should have said, "Well, if you do kill him, you're gonna have to kill me too, because this is our brother." You should have said, "If you do kill him, I'm gonna go tell our father what you done, man. I'm gonna go tell our father that you killed him. I'm not gonna hide. I'm not gonna hide and say it was an evil beast that did it. I'm gonna say the evil beast is you. You're calling the beast evil because it would have killed a man, but you would have killed a man. Don't you consider yourself evil?" I'd have said, "You're evil, even conspiring to kill our brother, man." I'd have said, "I'm gonna go to the house and I'm gonna tell our father, man." Go ahead.
That is in the wilderness, and lay no hand upon him.
So now Reuben was trying to save Joseph, like, "Yo, don't kill him, man. Just throw him in the pit." He tried to do the lesser of two evils. One wanted to kill him. He was trying to spare his life by putting him in the pit. Go ahead.
That he might rid him out of their hands,
And
to
he
deliver
said,
him.
rid him out of their hands. Why? So they can leave him in the pit, and then later on he can go back to the pit and go get his brother. But because they outnumbered him, he felt like he couldn't let them know that I'm trying to spare his life, man. It was like he could have felt peer pressured. Like he can't outright say, "Yo, don't, you're not killing him," because maybe all of them would turn against him. And sometimes in life, everybody's going to turn against you, man. But the thing is, when everyone turns against you, what are you going to do? Are you going to stand for righteousness or not? So, Lucky, go ahead. I'm flying through this because I'm trying to get through this class quick because there's a few chapters, but go ahead.
To deliver him to his father again.
And Reuben was in the right spirit at this time, man. He was like, "Yo, all right, put him in the pit, don't kill him." And he's thinking, "All right, when they all go, we will deliver him back to our father again." Go ahead.
Verse 23. And it came to pass when Joseph was come unto his brethren, that they stripped Joseph out of his coat of many colors that was on him.
So now they stripped the brother of his coat, man. Imagine they're jealous that the father made him a coat of many colors. Now they've stripped him out of his coat. Go ahead.
Verse 24. And they took him and cast him into a pit.
So now these brothers have come together to do evil against their brother, man. Whereas all of them should have stood up and said, "Yo," the first one that came up with that, "Yo, let's slay him." The rest should have said, "Yo, we ain't gonna do that, man. He's a black man like us, man. We have the same father who is Israel, man. We ain't gonna kill our brother." They should have stood up and said, "Yo, you're in the wrong spirit, man. Talking about killing our brother, man." They shouldn't have agreed with it. They should have said, "Hell no, we ain't gonna kill our brother." Go ahead.
And the pit was empty. There was no water in it.
So it was an empty pit like a big ditch. Go ahead.
Verse 25. And they sat down to eat bread. And they lifted up their eyes and looked, and behold, a company of Ishmaelites came from Gilead with their camels, bringing.
Listen, them Ishmaelites been camel riders for as long as you can think of, man. So, okay, go ahead.
Bringing spicery and blame and myrrh.
Go ahead.
Going to carry it down to Egypt.
So they was trading with Egypt from way back then. Go ahead.
Verse 26. And Judah said unto his brethren, what profit is it if we slay our brother and conceal his blood?
Well, now Judah stood up. Now Judah said, "Yo, man, Judah is what? The African Americans today, man. The brothers that live in the States, who the world calls African Americans, the Judites, man." So now Judah said, "Yo, what profit is it to us if we slay our innocent brother, man?" Did it say innocent brother? If we slay our brother and conceal his blood, meaning what profit is it us if we kill our brother, man, and hide the fact that we kill our brother, man? He's saying, what profit is it, man? There's no profit in killing you, brother. Go ahead.
Come, verse 27. Come and let us sell him to the Ishmaelites.
So he said, come and let us sell him to the Ishmaelites. So he suggested sell him to the Ishmaelites. Why? Because this is better than killing him. Go ahead.
And let not our hand be upon him, for he is our brother.
And he said, let not our hand be upon him, for he is our brother, man. And we need to stop black on black crime. Why? Because that is our brothers, man. That's what we need to do. Stop black on black crime amongst each other. For they are our brothers. We need to stop hating each other, brothers, sisters, because they are our brothers and sisters. We need to stop hating each other. Now, I'm not saying sell your brother, sister to some Ishmaelites or whatever. But I'm saying we must stop hating each other, man. For they are brothers and they're our sisters. At least he understood that this is family, man. Family ain't supposed to hurt family, man. And this is what counsels for. Surely you know what they could have done. They could have went to their father and said, yo, father, there's something in me that was making me hate Joseph. What do we do about this? Who do we speak to about this? That's what they could have done. But what did they do? They hid the fact. And they hid that hatred. They hid that hatred from their father. And now nobody knows that they hate their brother. And they let it fester and fester and fester until now they want to kill their brother. Now, if they would have said to Jacob, if they would have used wisdom and they would have went to Jacob and said, yo, we can't stand our brother, man. Yo, why you only get him a coat? What about us, man? Surely if they would have said that, maybe he could have gave them the understanding and why he got him a coat and whatnot. Maybe he could have broke it down to them. But for them to lean on to their own understanding and feel like, yo, he prefers him to us and he treats him better than us. And now you hate your brother for that reason, man. It ain't Joseph's fault that Jacob loves him more. So lucky, go ahead.
And our flesh and his brethren were content.
So now he broke it down to them, yo, look, man, don't kill our brother, man. Just sell him to the Ishmaelites because, you know, he's our brother and he's our flesh. And they was content with the idea. Go ahead.
Verse 28. Then they passed by Midianites, merchantmen, and a
merchant is a man that sells and trades and commerces. Go ahead.
And they drew and lifted up Joseph out of the pit and sold Joseph to the Ishmaelites for 20 pieces of silver. And they brought Joseph into Egypt.
So now they sold Joseph to the Ishmaelites. So the Ishmaelites paid up 20 pieces of silver for Joseph. These brothers, God knows what they done with those 20 pieces of silver. But now this is how Joseph ended up in Egypt. Go ahead.
Verse 29. And Reuben returned unto the pit, and behold, Joseph was not in the pit, and he rent his clothes.
Go ahead.
Verse 30. And he returned unto his brethren and said, this child is not, and whither shall I go?
Go ahead.
Verse 31. And they took Joseph's coat and killed a kid of the goats and dipped the coat in blood.
Listen, man, this is before they could do blood tests and all of those things. This is before that. So now they took Joseph's coat and dipped it in the blood of the goats. Go ahead.
32. And they sent the coat of many colors, and they brought it to their father and said, this have we found. Now know now whether it be thy son's coat or no.
So now these brothers was breaking laws left, right, and center, man. Now they're lying, man. They know they sold him, and now they're lying to their father, saying, yo, is this his coat or not, man? We found this. Knowing damn well you sold him. In their mind, they wanted to kill him. So now they're going to lie to their father and make out that his son is unalived, and that's not the case. Go ahead.
Verse 33. And he knew it and said, it is my son's coat.
Go ahead.
And evil beasts have devoured him. Joseph is without doubt rent in pieces.
And listen, imagine this. They made their father believe that his son was torn in pieces by an animal, man. Their brother, imagine this. The stress levels of their father. Listen, they didn't care about their father, man. Why would you want to put your father through that, man? If you loved your father, you know what you would do? You'd tell the truth, man, and you wouldn't harm your brother. Why? Because you share the same father. Now, they all shared the same father, Jacob. If they loved him, they would just tell the truth, man. If you love your father, which is God, man, you wouldn't harm your black brother or sister. That's what you would do. You really love God like you claim, you wouldn't harm your brother or sister. Go ahead.
Verse 34. And Jacob rent his clothes and put sackcloths upon his loins and mourned for his son many days.
And he mourned for his son many days, meaning they're watching their father mourn and cry and wail and lament. They're watching their father cry and break down, man. If you've ever seen anyone who loses a child, it's a sad thing to see, man. Like no amount of words can comfort them when they're going through certain things, man. And especially how you lose them as well. Him thinking he lost his child to a beast tearing him in pieces, and his sons is there knowing this ain't even true, man. Go ahead.
Verse 35. And all his sons and all his daughters rose up to comfort him.
And all his sons rose up to comfort him. These same sons that know that Joseph's not dead is comforting him. How evil can you be, man? You know this man's not dead, and you're watching your father cry and break down, and you rose up to comfort him when you know Joseph's alive and you sold him. And they rose up to comfort him, man. This right here is a man that kills a man and goes to the funeral and acts like it wasn't him. These stories happen all the time. Someone kills a family member and goes to the funeral and acts like they're innocent. These brothers did the same thing, man. Acted like they was innocent in this matter. Rose up to comfort their father. Meanwhile, you're the one who's causing your father grief. Now, your words, you're trying to use comforting words, but in your actions is the thing that caused him grief. Because why? You sold your brother and told your father, look, man, he's dead. Your actions is causing your father grief. But in your words, you're making out like you're trying to comfort your father, where with your actions, you're doing the complete opposite, man. This is why you can't listen to words. Words means nothing, man. In here, actions matter, man. Listen, in here, what you're reading here is they made out their brother was dead, and these same ones is giving comforting words, which lets you know them words is fake, man. Because they could have just said, look, man, we messed up. We sold them into Egypt. Right, we sold them to Ishmaelites. Let's go and find them. Go ahead.
But he refused to be comforted.
And he refused to be comforted, man. He's crying every single day because he's lost a child, man. Go ahead.
And he said, for I will go down into the grave unto my son mourning.
And imagine this. He said, I'm going to die. I'm going to mourn up until the day I die, man. I'm going to go down into an early grave because, yo, my son's gone, man. What purpose is this of me, man? What's my purpose, man? My son's gone. I'm going to go down into the grave early, man. I'm going to die. I'm going to mourn until I join my son. That's what he said. And all these other sons is sitting around, man, trying to comfort him. And they know that they're the reason why this man's crying and feeling this way. Now, if they love their father, man, they came out and told the truth and said, shit, Pops, I don't want to see you break down like this, man. He ain't dead, man. We just sold him into Egypt. They would have comforted him that way, said, yo, we sold him into Egypt. We're going to go and find him. We sold him to some Ishmaelite merchants. We're going to go back to the same field and see if we see these merchants again and find out where they got him so we can get our brother back. That's what they would have said. We messed up. We're going to fix what we did wrong. They didn't do that, man. They just sat down and lied and kept comforting, trying to comfort him with words like, Father, don't worry about it, blah, 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 blah. Meanwhile, it's all their fault. Go ahead.
Thus his father wept for him.
Thus his father wept for him, man. Because that's his boy, man. So, like, you go ahead.
36. And the Midianites sold him into Egypt. And
the Midianites sold him into Egypt, onto Potiphar. So now, I'm going to skip some for time's sake. So now he was sold into Egypt, jumped down to... hold on, bear with me. So a lot of time passes. Give me... Bear with me. Yeah, give me verse chapter 39 and 1.
Chapter 39 and 1, yeah?
Yeah, come on.
Book of Genesis, chapter 39, verse 1. And Joseph was brought down to Egypt, and Potiphar, an officer of Pharaoh, captain of the guard, an Egyptian, brought him of the hands of the Ishmaelites.
So now the Ishmaelites sold him into Egypt, and Potiphar brought him. Go ahead.
Which had brought him down thither.
Jump to verse 4.
Verse 4. And Joseph found grace in his sight, and he served him, and made him overseer over his house.
So Joseph was putting it down in Egypt, man. Joseph became overseer over Potiphar's house. Now this is before Joseph got to Pharaoh. He was in Potiphar's house, and this man made him overseer. Like they could see something in Joseph, like, oh, this cat right here. He's upstanding. He's responsible. He does what he's supposed to do. So in Egypt, Potiphar's put him over his house. Go ahead.
All that he put in his hand. And it came to pass from the time that he had made him overseer in his house and over all that he had, that the Lord blessed the Egyptian's house.
Listen, man,
for Joseph's sake.
You heathens want to be blessed. Give everything you got to an Israelite, man. That's what you do. You heathens want a blessing. Go give everything you got to an Israelite, man. And the Lord blessed that house. Why? Because Joseph was in there, man. Joseph, no matter in his condition, Joseph didn't curse God and say, yo, why am I in here? Why am I this? Why am I that? He kept his faith in the Lord, man, and kept rolling with the Lord. How did he learn about God? From his father, man. He learned about God from Jacob. Now, the other brothers, obviously, his father, Jacob taught them about God also, but obviously they wanted to go do their own thing. They wanted to go do their own thing. Sometimes you'll have children, sometimes you'll be in the truth, but then your children will hate the truth, or your children will be against the truth. So you can raise them right. Once they get to a certain age, they might turn around and go do a full 360 and do their own thing. Go ahead.
And the blessing of the Lord was upon all that he had in the house and in the field. Verse 6. And he left
Hold on,
all
wait a minute.
that
I'm trying to skip some for time's sake. Give me verse 7.
Verse 7. And it came to pass after these things that his master's wife cast her eye upon Joseph. And she said, lie with me.
So now she cast her eyes upon Joseph, and she was like to Joseph, sleep with me, man. This nasty Hamite woman's trying to have sex with Joseph. I mean, of course, Joseph's an Israelite, man. This Hamite's trying to have sex with Joseph, and she's married to Potiphar. And she's trying to tell Joseph, lie with me. She's begging Joseph for sex, man. Go ahead.
Come verse 8. But he refused and said unto his master's wife, behold, my master wotteth not what is with me in the house, and he have committed all that he have to my hand.
And now, what's happening right there is she's trying to sleep with Joseph, and Joseph's letting her know, listen, man, you nasty Hamite, move away from me, man. I ain't trying to sleep with you, man. Listen, your husband gave me a lot of things in this house, and I ain't gonna disrespect him, and I ain't trying to sleep with you, man. She's trying to force this man that was sold as a slave to have sex with her. And listen, everywhere black men was in slavery, the slave masters' women has always been trying to have sex with black men, man. Everywhere you go, they're always trying to do it, man. And Joseph said to her, nah, I ain't trying to do that. Sluck, you go ahead.
Verse 9. There is none greater in this house than I. Neither have he kept back anything from me but thee.
And he goes, he ain't kept nothing back from me but you, man. Go ahead.
Because thou art his wife.
But thou art his wife. He's reminding her, yo, you got a husband, man. Joseph's telling her, yo, you got a husband. Joseph's being loyal to loyal. Joseph's being loyal to Potiphar, like, look, man, you got a man. I ain't trying to be messed up in that, man. You got a husband. Stay with him. You got a husband. He's reiterating to her that she's got a husband, man. He's trying to tell her not to commit adultery. Like, look, man, you got a husband. Stop doing this. She's trying to lie with him. Imagine she's putting on lingerie and inviting Joseph in the room, and no one else is in the house. She's trying to have sex with Joseph, and Joseph's not giving in, man. Joseph's like, nah, man. Joseph's like, nah, I ain't weak over sex like that, man. I'm good, man. Joseph's like, nah, you got a husband, you stay with him. So lucky, go ahead.
How can I do this great wickedness?
And even he said, how can you do this great wickedness when your husband ain't done nothing but treating me good, man? He's put me over everything in the house. How can I do this great wickedness to him? Even Joseph showed great respect to the heathens also, man. He said, I ain't gonna do this wickedness, man. Go ahead.
Come and sin against God.
And sin against God, because he knew adultery is a sin against God, which lets you know he knew the law, which lets you know they had the laws before the law of Moses, like what Christians like to say, there was no law back then. Sin is transgression of the law. So if he's talking about sin in the book of Genesis, lets you know that they had laws that they followed, man. Why? Because they was a family who learnt these laws from their father. He goes, I ain't going to touch no next man's woman to sin against God. Go ahead.
Come, verse 10. And it came to pass as he spake to Joseph day by day.
So this wasn't once. She was trying to have sex with Joseph loads of times, man. She was kept trying to pull it on Joseph. Don't worry about Potiphar, man. Me and him ain't getting on right now, man. Me and him ain't getting on right now. I won't tell nobody. Just have sex with me, Joseph. No, I won't tell nobody. That's what she's saying, man. She goes day by day. She's trying to have sex with him day by day, which is letting you know she didn't try once. She kept trying and trying and trying and trying. Go ahead.
Come, that he hearkeneth not unto her.
And he was ignoring her, man. He's saying, I ain't going to have sex with you, man. He's saying, yo, move your nasty Hamite behind from him, and I ain't trying to get with you. He's saying, I ain't trying to get with you, man. Go ahead.
Come, to lie by her or to be with her.
He's half falling in love with Joseph, man. She wants him, and he ain't giving her the time of day. Go ahead.
Verse 11. And it came to pass about this time when Joseph went into the house to do his business, and there was none of the men of the house therein.
So Joseph's in the house, and it's only her in the house. Everybody else, Joseph's gone there to handle his business, and she's in the house, but no of the men are in the house. Go ahead.
Verse 12. And she caught him by his garment, saying, lie with me.
She grabbed that nigga by the belt of his trousers, man. Try to undo Joseph's belt, man, saying, yo, come and lie with me, man. Ain't no one else here. She's like, yeah, got him now. Ain't no one else in the house. Have sex with me. That's what she's saying to him, man. Come lie with me. She grabbed him by his garment, man. You see how Beanie Man's got that song, Gyal tear off his garment. You know that song, Radar, innit?
He can't.
Gyal's tearing off his garment and something about the apartment.
Yeah.
That's what this Hamite was trying to do to Joseph, man. Gyal was tearing off his garment, man. That's lucky. Go ahead.
And he left his garment in her hand and fled.
So she's holding his garment, and he pulled away. So a piece of his garment ended up in her hand, and he fled. Meaning he's ran out of that house, man. He's ran out of that house. Imagine how she must have felt. Because usually when a woman puts it on a man, she gets what she wants. And this woman didn't get what she wanted, man. She thought, yeah, now's the day. She's got on her laundry, pulling on Joseph's garment, trying to tear off his garment, like Beanie Man said. And instead of sleeping with her, Joseph ran the other way, man. Go ahead.
And got him out.
And this man ran out the house. He goes, yo, this woman's borderline trying to rape me, man. This nigga ran out the house. He goes, I ain't going out like that. Go ahead.
Come, verse 13. And it came to pass when she saw that he had left his garment in her hand and was fled forth.
So she had a piece of his garment in her hand, man, after Joseph ran out of that house. Go ahead.
Verse 14, that she called unto the men of her house and spake unto them, saying, see, he have brought in a Hebrew unto us to mock us. He came in unto me to lie with me, and I cried with loud voice.
And now she's trying to accuse Joseph of rape, man. Now she's lying, she's telling lies, twisting the story. Now she's saying Joseph came in unto her. Now she's like, oh, he brought in a Hebrew servant unto us. Now she's making out like the Hebrews are dirty. She even mentioned, see, he brought in a Hebrew servant. The reason she said Hebrew servant is to make it sound like we are dirty people and they're better than us. Like, why didn't she just say a servant? She said they brought in a Hebrew servant. Now this man's just a Hebrew servant. Now, guess what happens when you don't give these women of other races what they want? They call you a nigger, man. That's what she basically did right there, man. He brought this nigger into our house and he tried to force me. That's what she's saying. He brought this nigger into this house and now this nigger tried to force me and I screamed, man. Now she's making that like Joseph's disgusting and he's just this big nigger that tried to force her. And that's why she's like, he brought a Hebrew servant into this house and he's mocked us. Meaning we dealt with this man good. And look how he's treated us. Look how he's tried to repay us. So now she's accusing him of rape. Why? Because she's a woman that's scorned now. She's a woman that's hurt because, you know, he refuses to lie with her. He refuses to give her what she wants. So now she twists the narrative. And now she's making up all manner of evil and all manner of lies against Joseph now. Go ahead.
Verse 15. And it came to pass when he heard that I lifted up my voice and cried, that he left his garment with me and fled and got him out.
And it goes, now, when I lifted up my voice, I lifted up my voice and I fled and got him out. So now she knows that, yo, she can't have Joseph. So what's she doing? Telling lies on him, man. Trying to ruin his reputation when he had a good reputation in Egypt, man. She tried to ruin his reputation. Go ahead.
Verse 16. And she laid up his garment by her until his Lord came home.
And she laid up that garment, man, until Potiphar came home. She laid up that garment, and she's about to complain and say, look, man, he tried to rape me, man. Look at this garment right here. I got a piece of his garment in my hand right here. That's what she's about to say. I got a piece of this nigga's garment in my hand right here. He tried to force himself upon me. Go ahead.
Verse 17. And she spoke unto him according to these words, saying, the Hebrew servant which thou hast brought unto us came in unto me to mock me.
She's trying to say, behind your back, this man was trying to have sex with me. And if you know how a man loves his woman, when a man tells his woman that, when a woman tells her man that she can cause a rift between people. So now imagine she's the one that's trying to have sex with Joseph, and now she's caused a rift between him and the man that whose house he was a servant in. So now go ahead.
And it came to pass as I lifted up my voice and cried that he left his garment with me and fled out.
She's a liar, man. That didn't happen, man. You was trying to have sex with this Hebrew, and now you then call him a Hebrew servant, making out like, yeah, he's just a slave and he's filthy. Go ahead. Now you made out like this man that's just a slave and filthy tried to force himself upon you, and that weren't the case. Go ahead. We're better than you, man. We don't rape what you Hamites do, man. We don't rape we don't rape nobody, man. We taught not to do that, man. We keep the laws of God. Now, them Hamites, what did they do to our sister? They raped her, man. That's what they did. They raped Dinah, man. Go ahead.
Verse 19. And it came to pass when his master heard the words of his wife, which she spoke unto him, saying, after this manner did thy servant to me, that his wrath was kindled.
His wrath was kindled, man. Meaning he heard that and he saw red and got real mad. Because if your wife tells you, yo, someone tried to rape her, man, you're going to lose your mind. And this man was right for losing his mind. But the thing is this, his wife's a hoe, man. He just don't know it. His wife's a hoe and he just don't know that his wife's a hoe. And his wife, she wished she could have had Joseph, but she couldn't. So what did she do? To save her own shame and disappointment, she told a lie on the innocent brother, man. Got that innocent brother sent to jail. Listen, man. She got this innocent brother sent to jail. Why? Because Joseph got sent to jail for her lies and her allegation, which was false. Don't be making false allegations against brothers, man. Understand this. The Lord knows that you're lying if you're lying, man. The Lord knows you're lying if you're lying. Don't think you're going to go unpunished for making false allegations against men, ruining their whole reputation, man. Go ahead.
And Joseph's master took him and put him into prison.
So now, it got Joseph put in prison. So let me skip down for time's sake. All right, so now for time's sake, chapter 40 goes into Joseph was in prison with two men that couldn't interpret a dream. Joseph interpreted the dream for them. Hold on, let me skip down.
Is it 40 and 5? You want me to? Is it?
I'm trying to skip down for time's sake because I'm trying to get.
Okay.
Bear with me. Bear with me. Give me verse 14. So now they had dreams. In the dreams, one of them was going to be returned back to Pharaoh. It said he's going to lift up Pharaoh's cup, meaning he's going to be a servant of Pharaoh again. The other one, he was going to be killed and the birds was going to eat him. That was the dream that these two men had. One was the chief baker, and one of them was going to be the chief baker. I believe the chief baker was returned back to Pharaoh. Let me see. The chief butler. Hold on. One of them was returned back to Pharaoh. Now give me verse. Now this is after Joseph broke down their dreams in jail, because remember Joseph was a brother that could have dreams. He could break down dreams. So now he's interpreted their dreams for them. Now give me verse 14. Verse 14.
14, yeah?
Mm-hmm.
Come. But think on me when it shall be well with thee.
So Joseph's like, yo, I broke this dream down for you, man. You're going to be free because I seen it in the dream. And when you're free, you remember me, man. It's like a man being in jail and he's saying, yo, when you come out of jail, don't forget me, man. Don't forget me when you come out of jail, man. Just pattern something up for me, man. Sort something out for me, man, when you come out of jail. So now that's what Joseph's saying to him. Why? Because Joseph interpreted his dream. And Joseph knew that this man was going to return to the house of Pharaoh. So Joseph's saying, remember me, man. Why? Because if this man remembers Joseph, guess what he could do? He could go to Pharaoh and say, yo, there's a Hebrew in jail, man, which is in jail wrongfully. He's in jail wrongfully, man. See if we can get him out, man. See if we can get him a pardon, because he ain't done nothing wrong. See if we can get him out. So lucky, are you still there, though? All right, no, I'll read them for time's sake. It says, but think on me when it shall be well with thee, and show kindness, I pray thee. So Joseph's saying, yo, remember me, man. Kindness, because Joseph knew this man was coming out of jail. So it's like you coming out of jail, you telling the man, look, man, remember me. And he says, and make mention of me unto Pharaoh, and bring me out of this house. For indeed I was stolen away out of the land of the Hebrews, and here also have I done nothing that they should put me into the dungeon. So he's saying, look, I ain't done nothing wrong, man. He's saying, I ain't done nothing wrong, but they got me in jail. That's what it means when he's talking about the dungeon. So lucky, let me add Radar back in. So when he's talking about the dungeon, that's what he's talking about. Because they've got him in jail. Hold on, let me skip down. Bear with me. So now I broke down another brother's dream. I don't have another heathen's dream. Let me skip down. Bear with me. All right, give me verse 21.
Another one, come. Verse 21. And restored the chief butler unto his butlership again, and he had gave the cup unto Pharaoh's hand. So
now, this was the dream that Joseph broke down, that one of them would be killed, one of them would be returned back to a butler. Now, both dreams, what his interpretation of both dreams came true. Joseph said to that man, yo, remember me when you're free, man. Joe, remember me, go ahead.
But he hanged the chief baker.
And the chief baker was hanged. So that came true also. Go ahead.
As Joseph had interpreted to them.
And Joseph broke this dream down, what was going to happen to them, broke it down to a T. Go ahead.
Verse 23, yet did not the chief butler remember Joseph, but forgot him.
So now imagine Joseph's like, yo, remember me when you're free, man. And this man didn't remember Joseph, man. Imagine after Joseph broke down this man's dream, gave him the interpretation, this man didn't remember Joseph, man. This man went out and got free, went back to Pharaoh's house, and forgot the nigga that told him everything that was going to happen to him in jail. He didn't remember him, man. This is like you taking care of a man in jail and he don't send you no money. He forgets that you exist. That's what this man did. He said he forgot him. What time is it? Yeah, for time's sake, go to. So now what you will have, this man was restored to Pharaoh. Pharaoh had a dream. And then this chief butler, hold on. Bear with me. Go to. Give me verse 8.
Book of Genesis, chapter 41, verse 8. And it came to pass in the morning that the spirit was troubled.
So now Pharaoh was troubled, man, because he had dreams and he couldn't, he didn't know what these dreams meant. Go ahead.
Khan. And he sent and called for all the magicians of Egypt.
He called for all the magicians of Egypt. He called all those people that tell you they can see into the future, all them soothsayers, all of those people. He called for all of those magicians, all of those kind of people that can tell you, I can see the future, I can do this, I can do that. All those people that think they know something, he called all of them, all the greatest ones in Egypt, he called. Go ahead.
Khan. And all the wise men thereof.
And he called all the wise men in Egypt as well to help him interpret this dream, because he knew this dream meant something, but he didn't know what the interpretation of it. Go ahead.
Khan. And Pharaoh told them his dream, but there was none that could interpret them.
And none of those wise men in Egypt, none of those wise men in Egypt, none of those magicians and those wise men that's meant to have all the wisdom could interpret Joseph's dream. Go ahead.
Verse 9. Then spake the chief butler unto Pharaoh, saying, I do remember my faults this day.
So now the chief butler says, I remember my faults this day. Go ahead.
Verse 10. Pharaoh was wroth with his servants and put me in a ward in the captain of the guard's house.
Actually, jump down to verse 12. So now he's talking about his prison story. Now give me verse 12.
Verse 12. And there was there with us a young man, a Hebrew servant.
So now, listen, let this be key. These heathens always use us, man. You see, when this man came out of jail and things was good, he didn't remember Joseph. Now, all of a sudden, things is going bad and Pharaoh needs a dream interpreted. Now he remembers us. These nations use us like with disposable, man. They use us for everything they can use us for. When Joseph said to this man, remember me, this man forgot Joseph existed. Now he needs something. Who does he remember? Now he remembers Joseph, man. All of a sudden, when he needs something, he remembers Joseph. Prior to that, he didn't remember Joseph, but now he needs something. Joseph comes to mind. These heathens use us for what they can, man. They use us for what they can and throw us away when they don't need us, and use us and use us and use us. And you're seeing with this now, now he's remembered Joseph all of a sudden. Go ahead.
An Hebrew servant to the captain of the guard, and we told him, and he interpreted to us our dreams. To each man according to his dream he had interpreted.
So now he remembers Joseph, man. Yeah, this man interpreted our dreams. Go ahead.
Verse 13, and it came to pass as he interpreted to us, so it was. Me he restored unto mine office, and him he hanged.
Go ahead.
Verse 14. Then Pharaoh sent and called Joseph, and they brought him hastily out of the dungeon.
So now he sent for Joseph, and they brought him out of the dungeon. Go ahead.
And he shaved himself.
And now, you know how them Egyptians like to shave themselves? Joseph shaved himself like them Egyptians, man. Joseph shaved himself like them Egyptians. Go ahead.
And changed his raiment.
And they changed his raiment and dressed him up like the Egyptians, man. That's why the Egyptians like to lie and say Joseph didn't exist. The reason you wouldn't know Joseph existed is why? Because he shaved himself and changed his raiment. And you would have just thought it was just one of them Egyptians, man. Go ahead. Because his own brothers didn't recognize him. Go ahead.
And came in unto Pharaoh.
So now I'm going to skip some for time's sake. He comes in unto Pharaoh and he interprets his dream. And he interprets the dream about, bear with me, about give me, all right, give me, hold on. Give me verse 20. So now it breaks down that there's going to be a famine in Egypt. He breaks down that there's going to be 7 good years. And it breaks down there's going to be a famine. I'm trying to find the part that I want. Yeah, give me verse 27.
Come. Book of Genesis, chapter 41, verse 27. And the seven thin, a little flavor now that came up after them are 7 years, and a 7 empty ears blasted with the east wind shall be 7 years of famine. Verse 28. This is the thing which I have spoken unto Pharaoh, what God is about to do, he showeth unto Pharaoh. Verse 29, behold, they came 7 years of great plenty throughout all.
So it's breaking it down that you're going to have 7 years of greatness where things is going to grow and so forth. Go ahead.
Of plenty throughout all the land of Egypt. Verse 30,
go ahead.
And there shall arise after them 7 years of famine.
So it goes afterwards, there's going to arise 7 years of famine. So he said you're going to have 7 years of plenteous and 7 years of famine. So now, as you know, I usually teach the history. Let's quickly show you some history on 7 years of famine. So now here it says the famine stella is an inscription. Wait, hold on. Someone online, let me know if you can see this on the screen. Let me know if you can see this on the screen. I'm not too sure because I'm using a different laptop today. Just give me a con or a R if you can see what we read on the screen. So it says famine stela is an inscription written in Egyptian hieroglyphs located on Sahel Island in the Nile near Aswan in Egypt, which tells of a 7-year period of drought and famine. Read that scripture again, Rida. Now we're going to show you this in history, man, that they had a 7-year famine in Egypt written on the hieroglyphs, man. Go ahead. Read what you're reading from the Bible. It's lucky the brothers dropped out again. Hold on. Bear with me. What verse was he at? Let me read it again. Oh. Yes, Salakia Rida. Read that part again for me.
Which part, Salakia?
The 7 years of famine part in the scripture that you had.
From 27, yeah?
Yeah, go ahead. Wait, hold on.
Or do you want to start from 26?
Give me 27.
27,
Actually,
yeah?
hold on. Bear with me. Give me the last part of 27. Just give me the last part of 27. All right, for what they said they can see it. Most in Christ. Go ahead.
And the 7 empty ears blasted with the east wind shall be 7 years of famine.
There shall be 7 years of famine. So as you know, I teach the history. It's only right. I give you some history. It says the famine stela is an inscription written in Egyptian hieroglyphs located on Sehel Island in the Nile near Aswan in Egypt, which tells of a 7-year period of drought and famine during the reign of Pharaoh Sose of the Third Dynasty. It is thought that the stele was inscribed during the Ptolemaic Kingdom, which ruled from 321 to 31 BC. So they came up with this famine stela. I believe it came 1,000 years after it happened. So now, even in history, they know that there was a 7-year famine because they have it in Egypt. They have it in their hieroglyphs that there was a 7-year famine, man. Don't tell me that this Bible ain't accurate. You can't tell me this Bible ain't accurate, man. Listen, we study history along with this Bible. So, okay, go ahead, Rida.
Khan.
So that's how you know that famine. That's how you know that famine really took place because it's on the Egyptian hieroglyphs about this 7-year famine, man. Go ahead.
Verse 28. This is the thing which I have spoken unto Pharaoh. What God is about to do. Wait a minute.
I'm trying to skip some for time's sake. Give me. Hold on. I'm trying to. Bear with me. All right, give me verse 34.
Khan. Verse 34. Let Pharaoh do this and let him appoint officers over the land and take up the fifth part of the land of Egypt in the seventh plenteous years, plenteous years, and let them gather all the food of those good years that come, and lay up corn under the hand of Pharaoh.
So
And
now
let,
it goes store corn. Hold on. Go ahead.
and let them keep food in the cities.
And he goes, let them keep food. So he told them to store up some food, man. Go ahead.
Verse 36, and that the food shall be for store in the land against the 7 years of famine.
Hold on, bear. Yeah, so he goes, store up food. Hold on. Bear with me. Bear with me. Hold on. Hold on. Bear with me. Actually, keep reading.
Which shall be in the land of Egypt, that the land perish not through the famine. Verse 37, and the thing was good in the eyes of Pharaoh and in the eyes of all the servants. Verse 38, and Pharaoh said unto his servants, can we find such a one as this is, a man in whom the Spirit of God is?
Hold on, I'm trying to find the article. Go ahead.
Verse 39, and Pharaoh said unto Joseph, for as much as God have showed thee all this, there is none so discreet and wise as
Go ahead.
thy art. Verse 40, thou shalt be over my house, and according unto thy word shall all my people be ruled. Only the throne will I be greater than thou.
Yeah, so it goes, only in the throne shall I be greater than thou. Hold on, go ahead. Keep going. I'm just trying to look for something.
Verse 41, and Pharaoh said unto Joseph, see, I have set thee over all the land of Egypt. Verse 42, and Pharaoh took off his ring from his hand and put it upon Joseph's hand and arrayed him.
So now this is when he's giving Joseph that position, is second in Egypt. Go ahead.
Arrayed him in vesture of fine linen and put gold chains around his neck. Verse 33, and made him to ride in the second chariot which he had, and they cried before him, bow the knee, and he made him ruler over all the land of Egypt.
So it made him ruler over all the land of Egypt. Bear with me. Go ahead. All right, basically, I can't find it, but there's a pyramid where they say that corn was stored. So they say there's a pyramid where things were stored, and that's the pyramid where Joseph used to store the corn. And then who Joseph is in history is Imhotep. So in history they call it Imhotep, who was second in Egypt under that same Pharaoh. He was chancellor to Pharaoh. So in history they will call Joseph Imhotep. So that's who he is in history. So now this is talking about the famine when they stored up the corn. Now give me verse 40, Genesis chapter 42, verse 1. I'm trying to skip some for time's sake.
Book of Genesis chapter 42, verse 1. Now when Jacob saw that there was corn in Egypt, Jacob said unto his son, why do you look one upon another?
Go ahead.
And he said, behold, I have heard that there is corn in Egypt.
Oh, so now Jacob's sons is about to go to Egypt to get some corn. And they're going to go get some corn off the same nigga that they wanted to kill, man. Off the same nigga that they hated for his dreams. The same nigga that they didn't want to bow down and make obeisance to. The same one they wanted to kill. Now they're going to go to Egypt and get some corn from him, and they don't even know. So, Lucky, go ahead.
Come, get you down with her and buy for us from wench that we may live and not die.
Oh, so now they want to live. They're gonna buy corn so they can live. But lo and behold, rewind. They wanted their brother to die, man. The same nigga that they wanted to die, they're gonna be going to him to get some corn. They're gonna be going to him so they can live and not die. Now they don't want to die, but it was okay when they wanted him to die. Go ahead.
Khan the one Khan. And Joseph's 10 brethren went down to buy corn in Egypt. But Benjamin, Joseph's
So now
brother,
Benjamin was young. Benjamin was still with his father. So they all went down to Egypt, but Benjamin didn't go. Go ahead.
Jacob said not with his brethren, for he said, lest
Peradventure mischief
peradventure
He didn't
mischief
send them because he didn't want nothing to happen to him. Go ahead.
befall him. And the sons of Israel came to buy corn among those that came, for the famine was in the land of Canaan.
So where there was a famine, so they had to go to Egypt to buy corn. Go ahead. Hold on,
Verse
I'm see if
6.
you can skip some for time's sake. Yeah, go ahead.
And Joseph was the governor over the land, and it was that sold to all the people of the land. And Joseph's brethren came and bowed down themselves before him.
Oh, so they didn't want to make obeisance to their brother, but they thought this was an Egyptian man, and they freely bowed down to this man that they thought was an Egyptian man. So imagine this: they didn't want to make obeisance to their brother, but when they thought this was an Egyptian man, they bowed down to this Egyptian man with no problem whatsoever, man. They made obeisance to this man that they thought was Egyptian, which shows that they had no brotherhood and hated their brother, that they would rather bow to somebody else than their brother, man. And we always do this. We always put people who's not our brothers before our brothers, but this was their brother. They didn't know. They just thought this was an Egyptian man. Go ahead.
Bow down themselves before him with their faces to the earth.
Go ahead.
And Joseph saw his brethren, and he knew them, but made himself strange unto them.
Well, Joseph saw his brothers and he knew them, man. He said, "Shit, this is my brothers, man." And he made himself strange unto them. They didn't recognize him. Why? Because he was shaven and dressed like an Egyptian. Go ahead.
And spake roughly unto them. And he said unto them, whence come ye? And they said, from the land of Canaan to buy food. Verse 8.
Well, they said we come from the land of Canaan to buy food. So lucky, I'm gonna have to skip some for time's sake because I'm trying to get through it. Bear with me. So as you read on, it tells you that we're all one man's sons. We're not spies. We ain't come to spy out the land. Hold on. Give me verse 13.
And they said, thy servants are 12 brethren, the son of one man in the land of Canaan. And behold, the youngest is his day with our father.
And they said the youngest this day is with our father, which is Benjamin. Go ahead.
And one is not.
Hold on, bear with me. So now what you're having right here, Joseph's calling them spies because they don't know who he is, saying, yo, you come to spy out the land. Hold on. So give me verse 16.
Verse 16. Send one of you.
So now he wants to see his brother Benjamin. So he's saying, yo, one of you got to go in prison. And then the rest of you got to go and bring Benjamin so I can see him. But he's saying, yo, why aren't you bringing him? Where is he? But he's not letting them know that he knows who they are. Go ahead.
And let him fetch your brother, and ye shall be kept in prison, that your words may be proved, whether there be any truth in you, or
so now,
else.
So lucky, I'm gonna have to skip down again some more. I'm trying to get through to it. Bear with me. Give me verse 21.
Verse 21. And they said one to another, we are verily guilty concerning our brother.
And now they realized, now they thought their transgression went away. And now they're in Egypt and they're like, damn, what we done back then? Now we're guilty. They understood that what they done was wrong now. Now they're realizing, shit, we thought we got away with that transgression. Now it's coming back to haunt us. Go ahead.
Can't. In that, we saw the anguish of his soul when he besoughted us, and we would not hear.
And now they're realizing, shit, we treated our brother bad, man. Now they're realizing we had no brotherhood, man. Our brother used to tell us his dreams and he used to break things down to us, and we hated him for no reason. Now that they're older, they're realizing, damn, we dealt with our brother horribly, man. Now they're thinking back like, yo, we could have done things different. We dealt with our brother horribly. The anguish in his soul, we threw him in the pit, we was gonna kill him. Now all these visions is coming back in their head like a movie. You see like a movie shows you highlights. Now all these highlights is coming back in their head when they dipped the coat in the blood, they threw him in the pit when they said they was gonna kill him. All these visions, all these highlights is coming back in their head. All their wrongdoings is coming back in their head. Go ahead.
Can't. Therefore, is this distress come upon us?
Now this distress has come upon us because the evil that we did to our brother, the evil we done to our brother, this distress has come upon us. Go ahead.
Can't. And Reuben answered them, saying, Speak I not unto you, saying, Do not sin against the children.
And now Reuben saying, see, I told you,
the child slack, yeah.
Now Reuben saying, I told you, like, don't sin against him, and I told you, like, not to do it. Now they're all looking at each other like, it's your fault, it's your fault, it's your fault. Now they're all looking at each other like, yeah. Reuben's trying to clear himself of the blame, like, I told you, like, not to do this, man. Now they're all looking at each other like, damn, we done effed up now. Go ahead.
Can't. And you would not hear. Therefore, behold, also his blood is required.
And if you kill a man, his blood is required, man. If you kill a man, there's punishment for you unless you repent and change your life. Back then you didn't have time. Back then under the old covenant, you kill a man, you don't get that chance to change your life. Now, if you've killed a man, you repent and don't kill no more men, man. That's what you do. You kill nobody no more. So, Lucky, go ahead.
And they knew not that Joseph understood them.
Joseph understood them because Joseph was a Hebrew that knew Hebrew. So they're speaking in their language, and they think Joseph can't understand. Go ahead.
For he speak unto them by an interpreter.
And he pretended he didn't know what he was talking about, and he got an interpreter to interpret because he didn't want them to know who he was. Go ahead.
And he turned himself about from them and wept.
And he turned around and he cried, man, because he's seeing his brothers and he's cried, man. He's crying, he's seeing his brothers there, and he ain't seen them for years. Just remember, a lot's happened in all this time which has passed by. All his brothers, Judas had kids and so forth. If you read the chapter before, I'm sure all of them was grown by this stage. Go ahead.
And returned to them again, and commuted with them, and took from them Simeon, and bounded him before their eyes.
So now he's put Simeon in jail. Go ahead.
Verse 25. Then Joseph commanded to fill their sacks with corn, and to restore every man's money into his sack.
And Joseph filled their sack with corn and gave them back the money. Joseph showed them great brotherhood, even though they showed him disrespect, man. They wanted to kill him. And Joseph's the second most powerful man in Egypt. Whatever Joseph says could get done. Joseph could have got all his brothers killed. Joseph could have said, yo, this is payback for what you niggas did to me, man. I'm second in Egypt. You could have told them Egyptians, yo, jump in them chariots and go get them niggas, man. They tried to kill me. Go kill them. What did Joseph do? Showed these brothers kindness, man. Gave these brothers corn. Gave them back their money. And he cried, man. And he didn't hold it. What they done to him, he didn't hold it against them. That's what you call real brotherhood right there, man. Listen, tell most niggas this. Most niggas ain't going to do this. You try harm me and I catch you in a setting when I'm 5 men up. Everybody else will do the opposite, man. Everyone will be like, yo, I got these men with me now. Go get them for what they did to me. Joseph didn't do that, man. Joseph was happy to see them and he was like, damn, my brothers, man. He had real brotherhood, man. That should have made them say, damn. Because guess what? If the shoe was on the other foot, if they was in that position, they would have definitely had him killed, man. Now when Joseph got all the power to get them killed, what did he do? Not get them killed, man. Why? Because he understood they're his brothers, man. And he understood that brotherhood meant something. He understood being a brother meant something, man. He understood sometimes a brother might do you wrong, but what do? You still do right by that brother. And then that brother will have to examine himself, man, and say, damn, I'm an evil bastard, and that man is not an evil bastard. I'm an evil bastard, and that man showed me kindness even though he didn't need to. So, like, you got keep going.
And to give them provision for the way.
And give them enough for the way. Hold on, let me skip down for time. Say, hey, Radar, lucky. I'm trying to get through this. Hold on. Bear with me. So now they go back to their father and they explain to their father what happened. To say that this man said, "Yo, bring your brother." Hold on. Give me verse. Give me verse 35.
Come. And it came to pass as they emptied their sacks that, behold, every man's bundle of money was in his sack.
So now they realized they still had money. I'm trying to skip for time's sake. So now the father's like, "Yo, I ain't giving you Benjamin to go back there, man. Forget that." He's saying, "Yo, I've already lost once, and I'm trying to lose another." Hold on, bear with me. Yeah, give me verse Genesis 43 and verse 3.
43 and 3. Can. And Judas spoke unto him, saying, the man did soul me protest unto us, saying, ye shall not see my face except your brother be with you.
So he goes, "Yo, look, man, unless you bring Benjamin with me, you ain't getting nothing." That's what they're telling to Jacob. Skip me down to verse 8.
And Judas said unto Israel.
So now Jacob's reluctant to send Benjamin. So now Judas steps in, man. Judas steps in and says, "Yo, let me take him, man. If anything goes wrong, blame me. I'll take the blame if it goes wrong." Go ahead.
And Judas said unto Israel, his father, send the lad with me, and we will arise and go, that we may live and not die.
Send the lad with me. Is like, I'll take the blame for this if it goes wrong, man. He goes, if this goes wrong, I will take the blame. Go ahead.
Both we and thou, and also our little ones.
Go ahead.
I will be shortly.
Surety is like, he's saying, I'll be insurance for Benjamin. He's saying, I'll be insurance. Whatever goes wrong with him, I'll take the blame for it. Go ahead. I'm going to keep going.
Of my hand shall thou require him, if I bring him not unto thee.
Yeah, keep going.
And set him before thee, then let me bear the blame for every.
Bear with me.
Verse
Keep
10.
going.
For except we had lingered, surely now we had entered this second time.
What verse are you at?
11.
Go ahead.
And their father Israel said unto them, if it must be so now, do so. Take of the best fruit in the land.
Hold on. Yeah. Go ahead.
In your vessel, and carry down the man a present.
Actually, jump to verse 15.
Car. Verse 15, and the man took that present, and they took double money in their hand, and Benjamin, and rose up and went down to Egypt and stood before Joseph. And when
Hold
Joseph
on, you know what? So lucky. I'm trying to bear with me. Bear with me. I'm trying to find the part with the cup. So Joseph, he would see his brothers, he would weep. Bear with me. Bear with me. Bear with me. Give me Genesis 44 and verse 11. So now Joseph's like, yo, who's got extra money? Who took a cup or whatever? He's looking through their bags. Go ahead.
Khan.
So lucky to everyone on the line. I'm trying to finish this up. So yeah, I'm trying to skip down. Go ahead.
44, chapter 44 and 11. Then they speedily took down every man his sack to the ground and opened every man's sack. And he searched and began at the eldest and left at the youngest, and the cup was found in Benjamin's sack.
So now they put it in Benjamin's sack. So now, go ahead.
Then they rent their clothes and
So now Judah said, yo, I'm insurance for Benjamin, man. And now they found the cup in Benjamin's sack. Go ahead.
And ladded every man his ass and returned to the city. And Judah and his brethren came to Joseph's house, for he was yet there, and they fell before him on the ground. And Joseph said unto them, what deed is this that ye have done? Wot ye not that such a man as I can certainly divine? Verse 16, and Judah said, what shall we say?
So lucky, you know, I got to skip down. Give me Genesis 45 and 1. Let me just finish up these verses to about verse 8. Give me Genesis 45 and 1.
Khan. Then Joseph came not, refrain himself before all. Then
so now Joseph couldn't refrain himself, so Joseph's crying out in front of them, man. Go ahead. Imagine this is your brothers, man. Go ahead. You're happy to
cried
because
you've
been in Egypt this whole time. You've been in Egypt this whole time, and you see your brothers, and they don't know they're your brothers, man. He was moved with compassion, man. Especially after seeing Benjamin, man, his youngest brother's like, damn, you would be moved with compassion. Go ahead.
Khan, before all them that stood by him, and he cried, every man to go out from me. And they stood, no man with him.
So now sent all of them out. He cried and sent all of them out. Everyone there is thinking, I don't understand what's going on right now. So lucky, go ahead.
While Joseph made himself known unto his brethren.
He made himself known to his brothers, man. I'm Joseph, man. Go ahead. In the Hebrew, he said, Yavusak, man. So lucky, go ahead.
And he wept loud.
And he cried, man. He done that howling cry like, yo, tears, noise, the whole lot. Go ahead.
And the Egyptians and the household of Pharaoh heard.
And they all heard that cry, man. Go ahead. This is I ain't seen you in a long time cry. This is a yo. This is one of those kind of cries. Go ahead.
And Joseph said unto his brethren, I am Joseph. Do my father yet live?
And he said, yo, I'm Joseph, man. Is our father still alive? This is a time when there's no internet. He don't know if his father's dead or alive. Go ahead.
And his brethren could not answer him, for they were troubled at his presence.
And they were troubled at his presence. Why? Because they're like, oh shit, we remember what we done to him. Now they're seeing him in Egypt. They're troubled at his presence. He don't look the same. And they're remembering what they done to him, man. They're troubled at his presence. Go ahead.
And Joseph said unto his brethren, come near me, I pray you. And
said,
they
close,
came
man.
near.
Look, man, come closer, man. Go ahead.
And he said, I am Joseph, your brother, who ye sold into Egypt.
And he goes, yo, I'm Joseph, man. I'm your brother, man. The one that you sold into Egypt. He's reminding them like, yo, I'm your brother that you sold into Egypt. Go ahead.
Now, therefore, be not grieved nor angry with yourself.
And he goes, be not grieved nor angry with yourself. Go ahead.
That you sold me hither. For God did send me before you to preserve life.
And listen, man, Joseph forgave them brothers, man. Joseph said, yo, don't be angry with yourself that you sold me. The Lord sent me here to preserve life, man. And now imagine this. The same brother that they treated like shit is the same brother who's second in Egypt, is the same brother who they have to go to for corn. Guess what? He could have said, I'm not going to harm you with my hands, but I'm also not going to give you no corn. I'm just going to leave you to die. But what did he do? He gave them corn and gave them their money back, man. He showed them brotherhood that they didn't show him. He showed them love that they didn't show him. Sometimes you need to show brothers and sisters so much love that they have to check themselves and examine their spirit and understand that they're in the wrong spirit, man. They need to examine themselves and say, damn, imagine what this brother done for me. If it was the other way around, I wouldn't do that for him. Let them examine themselves and feel like shit and make them do better in life, man. That will make them do better in life. That will make them say, I'm a piece of garbage and I need to check my spirit. So, Lucky, go ahead.
Khan. For these 2 years have the famine been in the land, and yet there are 5 years in
What verse are you at?
6.
Genesis 45 and 6. Go ahead.
For these 2 years have the famine been in the land, and yet there are 5 years in the which there shall neither be earing nor harvest.
So now he's in Egypt now. There's a famine everywhere else. And his same brothers that sold him, they have to come to him for corn, man. Always remember this. Be mindful how you treat people, man, because you might need them one day. Be careful how you treat your brothers and sisters, because one day you might need them, man. Don't be treating people like garbage, because the same people you're treating like garbage might be the very same people that you have to go to save your life, man. How about we treat each other with love and respect, man? How about we treat each other good and better than we treat each other? How about that, man? Go ahead.
Khan. And God sent me before you to preserve you a poster.
So now imagine if Joseph said, I ain't helping none of you niggas, man, because look what you like did to me. Imagine if Joseph said, look what you like did to me. Joseph saying now, look, man, the Lord sent me to preserve you. Go ahead.
Apostasy in the earth, and to save your lives by a great deliverance.
And it goes to preserve your life from a great deliverance. Go ahead.
So now it was not you that sent me hither, but God.
Go ahead.
And he had made me a father to Pharaoh.
Go ahead.
And the Lord of all his house, and a ruler throughout all the land of Egypt.
And he goes, "It's made me." So now Joseph's telling him, "Listen, man, yo, you see how I'm second in Egypt now, man." Now with that power, Joseph didn't let it get to his head and mistreat his brothers, man. He treated his brothers good. Now go ahead.
Haste ye, and go up to my father, and say unto him, Thou sayest thy son Joseph, God hath made me Lord of all of Egypt. Come
and he goes,
down.
yo, go tell our pops that, yo, I'm alive and I'm second in Egypt, man. He goes, tell him I'm second in Egypt. What verse you at?
Verse 9.
You know what? Give me Exodus 22 and 21 real quick.
Exodus 22 and 21.
So now, let me give you the breakdown. Give me Exodus 22 and 21. Now let me quickly give you the give the breakdown.
Book of Exodus, chapter 22, verse 21. Thou shalt never vex a stranger nor oppress him, for ye were strangers in the land of Egypt.
Now, Radar, what does that scripture mean?
Basically, thou shalt neither vex a stranger. Is it basically because no oppress? Is it for ye were strangers in the for ye were? Is it basically saying, you know, like the Israelites, we were like strangers in the land of Egypt? Basically, don't vex your brother if they, like, because you was in Egypt and then some next Israelites coming to Egypt, deal with them as brothers. Don't deal with them like you're better than them, basically. Is that what he's kind of trying to say?
All right, let me get. All right, then. So the part when it says we were strangers in the land of Egypt, when was we strangers in the land of Egypt?
When were we strangers in the land of Egypt? And we'll be strangers.
All right. Is this saying? But what I'm asking you is this saying, don't oppress the stranger because we was in Egypt oppressed by the Egyptians.
Khan.
La'ar is definitely not saying that.
It's not saying that.
Definitely not saying that. Read it one more time.
Thou shalt neither vex a stranger nor oppress him, for ye were strangers in the land of Egypt.
So this is why it says, don't oppress a stranger because you were strangers in the land of Egypt. We were strangers in the land of Egypt when these brothers came to Joseph. They were strangers in Egypt.
Yeah.
And Joseph dealt with them with love and treated his brothers kindly. So this is saying you should deal with your brothers kindly. That's what it's talking about. It ain't talking about when we was in slavery in Egypt because they oppressed us. This is talking about your brothers, your brother that's from another land. So now Joseph was living in Egypt, and these brothers were strangers to Egypt at this stage. And what did Joseph do? Made sure they had corn, made sure they had food, made sure they had everything. He didn't oppress them. He dealt with his brothers with love when they came into Egypt, man. And they were strangers to that land. So what this is saying right here is, if a brother from the Caribbean or wherever comes to England where we are, we ain't supposed to oppress him, man. We're supposed to deal with him kindly. We're supposed to deal with our brothers how Joseph dealt with his brothers when they were strangers. Whenever we go to the Caribbean, them brothers in the Caribbean is supposed to treat us how Joseph dealt with his brothers when they came. That's what this is talking about. But we up on the time. I'm gonna get I'm gonna get to Zarpo on to finish this off for you next week. Come check me out tomorrow with the history class. I'm just filling in today for Tazarpo on, so I'm gonna get him to finish this whole the rest of these chapters off for you next week. We up on the time, so like you clap it up. For Wada again, Radar. For Wada to everyone that came through. Lord, hopefully you enjoyed the class. We'll be here tomorrow, 7 p.m. till 9. Go ahead, Radar. You can call it.
All right. Happy up for the teacher. Good class here today. Gonna do the salute. Man of Israel, Magium.
Go ahead.
Magium Shabbat.
Magium Shabbat.
Magium Barak. Yahweh Hashem Yahushua Barakatah.
Yahweh Hashem Yahushua Barakatah.
Yahweh. Are we gonna give the daddy or we're gonna give the?
Yeah, we're gonna give the sisters one courtesy salute as well.
We're gonna give the sisters a courtesy salute. Amajium Shabbat. Amajium Barak. Yahweh Shema. Yahweh dismiss.
All right, for Wada again, Radar. For Wada Israel, thanks for having me. I'll see you all soon, Lord allow. Thanks for having me. I cover the brotherhood class. Shalom, Israel.
One west till they bury me. I'm one west till they bury me. I'm one west till they bury me. I be one west to the death till they bury me. One west till they bury me. I'm one west till they bury me. I'm one west till they bury me. I be one west to the death till they bury me. I be one west to the death till they bury me. They ain't scaring me. Rip the soul out of Pharisee. Speaking heresy and get you fucked up apparently. It's like they daring me. I said chill, they ain't hearing me. They ain't listening. Every bar nitroglycerin. Hit your heart, bring it back to start, make you live again. Get them dividends or we start getting ignorant. I be on that soldier shit. I told you shit phenomenal. Nah, but he a domino. So what you suckers trying to do? Rhyming comical. Guess it's funny until I'm bombing you. Bring apocalypse to them pussy niggas that's popping shit. Team of all-stars, I coach them up like I'm Popovich. Fuck the politics and the lobbyists and apologists. They vagina, so we gon' check them like gynecologists. It's kinda obvious how the situation is ominous. The way I vomit this and regurgitate for the audience. They start applauding this cause the competition is fraudulent. From the era where niggas smoke you up like a parliament. The flow been stupid, shit has gotten retarded since. All the dominance of one west rising to prominent. Cause I be one west to the death till they bury me. I'm one west till they bury me. I be one west to the death till they bury me. I'm one west till they bury me. I be one west to the death till they bury me. I'm one west till they bury me. I be one west to the death till they bury me. I'm one west till they bury me. They want a nigga quiet, mute my maneuvers, but I ride like got Groupon for Uber. Rhymes hard like they've been viewed by Medusa. 9 milli Luger, 17 in the Ruger. Only need a few to sit up in your medulla. Obligata for the regatta, niggas wildin', they win every dollar. They riding by in black Impalas, let the semi holler. The showstopper, been the proper since a teeny bopper. But now I'm growing them off Patron, a premium of vodka. I put extensions on the Glock, modified the chopper. The swore heavy, war ready, and that's working mama. No marijuana, say I got the loudest silence on it. When I'm up on it, ain't no rapper do it like I do it. A lot of spitties and writers, but when the heat's on, none of them can get to the fire. Around with me, and I had a nigga spin like a tire. But down the deep, and I'm still dope as a piper. Every bar burn hard like a spoon with a lighter. Fuel to igniter, I'm winning, coming through with the title because UPK. I be one west to the death till they bury me. I'm one west till they bury me. I be one